Hello everyone, welcome to ACE Online and welcome to daily current affairs session. So today we will see the current affairs of today's newspapers, PIB as well as Indian Express, various newspapers as well as the Press Information Bureau. We did not have too much articles today because Sunday is holiday for departments, various ministries, so there won't be any articles published in the Press Information Bureau. So mostly these were taken from the newspapers, from various newspapers, but yes, there is a very important articles that we are going to discuss. First one, India-Thailand clash at World Trade Organization. So we have already discussed in the previous session that 13th Ministerial Conference of World Trade Organization has happened in Abu Dhabi, UAE. So there was small clash. It is not a big clash, of course. There was a small clash, but yes, the issue is bigger. We will see. This is not a factual thing. There are a lot of facts, of course, but you need to understand the issue. Rather than by hearting the facts, you have to understand what is the issue between India and other countries under WTO agreements, right? So we will see in detail a little bit more. You can expect some time on that. And then there are new geographical indication tax, which was declared by the Department of Commerce. So we will see what are GI tags, from where this tag is being derived, and what are all the new tags are announced by the ministry, right? Then Simlipal Tiger Reserve, this has been in news continuously since last few weeks. So we will see, we have already seen that melanistic tigers and all. Obviously we will see the details that was in news a few days back, right? Then Grey Zone Warfare, a small article which was published in the Hindu. On the sidelines of Raisina dialogue, the chief of naval staff or defense staff has said something on grey zone. We will see what is it. Then second space port of ISRO. We all know that already ISRO is having the space port from Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. Now the second seaport is being launched. We will see the details as well. And then Indian bison from the environment. It is a species listed as vulnerable. So again it becomes important. And then Venice Biennial. So this is going to happen in April, but anyway there was a small article regarding this. We will see what is this Vienna Biennial, okay? And then some practice questions. So these are all the articles that we are going to discuss today. I hope you are ready. Yeah, thank you. So we will start a session immediately. The first article is India-Thailand clash at World Trade Organization. Okay, so there was a report that this ambassador to India was replaced with some other person, as India has formally registered a protest. What she has said, we will see what she has said, what is the issue and all. Just a context to make you understand that she said something which is against India, and India has protested with the Thailand, and Thailand immediately replaced her. So that has happened. Now we will see what actually happened and what is the issue under the WTO agreements, right? So the ambassador of Thailand said that the public distribution system, you all know that government announced minimum support price for certain 22 crops, and those are collected from the farmers and are stored at PDS, public distribution system, and these grains will be redistributed to the poor people whenever needed, right? But this is good thing for India. But the Thailand minister said that this is not for people. This, whatever PDS government is following, Indian government is following, is not the benefit for the people, but to capture the export market. We will understand this, why she said this. We will go in little bit detail, okay? But she said that the PDS policy is not for people, rather to capture the other external markets where India can send more goods to the other countries, and that will affect the goods produced by other countries because they are competing with the Indian goods, right? There is also one small fact which is relevant here to be spoken. India is the largest rice exporting country currently, and it is followed by Thailand. So that has prompted, these two are competing in rice exports, okay, in the world markets. Now let's understand what are the concerns related to the Indian subsidies. You all know MSP is a type of subsidy because government is before itself announcing, and it is giving certain money at the minimum money to the farmers. Now what will happen here? For example, this is India, okay? This is Indian market, and there are other countries which are producing. Thailand you can take, USA you can take China. Now all these countries will export certain amount of rice to the global markets, and India is also exporting. For example, these people are exporting at 40 rupees per kg. Take an example, okay? Now India, what it is doing, they are giving subsidies to the farmers. They are giving half of the price by the government to the farmers. Now what farmers will do, as they are getting subsidies from the government, they will sell it at 30 rupees only in the external markets, in the exports. So what the people will choose here, because as this is a cheaper, Indian goods are cheaper, Indian rice are cheaper at 30 rupees per kg. So all the markets prefer Indian rice because they are getting with less amount, right, per kg. But these are all countries are giving it 40 rupees. They cannot give lesser than that because that is a basic cost. Government is not giving any subsidies to the farmers. So that's why Indian exporters are capturing the external markets which are competing with the other countries. All these countries are complaining at the World Trade Organization that Indian subsidies, whatever government is giving, is against our free trade. So you need to take an action on India, right? So that is what the Thailand minister said, that the Indian government policies are to promote exports rather than benefiting the people. So it is against the free trade policy. That's what the Thailand minister said. And we have discussed all these things in a diagrammatic manner, right? Now, there are certain elements under WTO agreements. Why these countries are saying that India is going against the rules of WTO? What are those rules? That also we need to know for the exam. Okay? WTO considers, World Trade Organization considers that any subsidies are against the free trade because that will distort the market. If you are giving certain freebies to the farmers, they may give it for cheaper prices. It is against the policies, right? So the giving subsidies itself is a distortion for the trade. That's what the first rule says. And the second rule says, okay, fine, you are giving certain subsidies, but that should be at de minimis limit. See, this is very, very important for every exam. They will directly ask you what is de minimis, right, limit. They may ask you, right? So you need to remember, WTO said that subsidies are distortion, but anyway, you should give only to certain limit. And what is the limit? It should not exceed more than 5% of total value. For example, India is producing 100 crore rupees of rice. Out of that, only 5 crore should be given as subsidies. It should not go beyond. Okay? But this is only for developed countries like USA, Germany and all. For developing countries, it can reach out to 10%. That means what? 10 crore. India can reach up to 10 crore subsidies, but it should not go beyond it, right? But the present scenario, the reality is it has crossed 10%. So it is against the rule, right? So first thing is giving subsidy itself is a fault, and second thing is India is crossing de minimis limit. That's what they said, right? So these are all the rules which has quoted by the countries saying that India has violated the agreement of WTO. Now we need to take action. But there is also other angle. There is also one more thing. Here there is a peace clause. As developing countries, what developing countries want? They want foreign exchange, they want to export more goods, and also they need to store grains, they need to give subsidies because farmers are poor people. We need to give subsidies, we cannot escape from it. Unlike your developed countries, farmers are poor here, we need to support them, right? So there was an argument between developing countries with the developed countries, and WTO has introduced a peace clause in 2013 under Agreement on Agriculture. So there are some rules which we have discussed. For these rules, there was some exemption given by World Trade Organization, that is called as peace clause. So there is a 10% limit for developing countries and they can exceed 10%. Fine. So they have added one clause as well that developing countries can exceed 10% only in certain conditions. Like if there is any COVID-like situation, if there is any war-like situation, or if there is any climate change event, monsoon failure. So in such cases, you can deploy peace clause and exceed your 10%. Okay? So this peace clause, developed countries don't want to have in WTO agreements. That is the issue. But India argues, now we have seen what is the debate of developed countries, why they don't want subsidies from India. Indian government to be given to the farmers. Now let's understand the scenario from Indian government itself. India, along with some developing countries, together has said that we need permanent solution. It is not like peace class and all. We need permanent condition. We are giving subsidies, yes, but that is a genuine case. Okay, why that genuine case? That also you can see here. The subsidies that India is providing per farmer, per each farmer, is much lesser than what USA is giving. The total value, fine, we are giving more than other countries, but per farmer, you can see here, USA is giving subsidies of $40,000 per farmer, because they have very less farmers. We have 140 crore population, and out of it, more than 80 crores, 70 crores of farmers are, people are farmers only. But in USA, only 5 crore people are farmers. So they are giving per farmer 40,000 subsidy, and we are giving only $300 per farmer, which is much lesser. You are considering the total value, but what about per farmer? We are having much huge number of farmers. So this is not the ideal case. We need a permanent solution to solve this issue, right? So that is about the WTO Thailand issue, as well as the issues under the WTO agreement. So what we have seen the context why Thailand, ambassador has protested, because they are competing with Indian exports. They want to send more exports to other countries, but Indian exports are much cheaper than Thailand. So that's what she commented, and we have seen the context also, elaborated context, and what are all the concerns made by the developed and some countries with regard to Indian subsidies. Those things we have seen here, right? And then World Trade Organization, there are certain rules as well. So those rules, we have also three types of subsidies. Red box is completely no subsidy should be given. Second one is some permitted subsidies up to 10%. That is green box. And the amber box is subsidies should be reduced in the future. So these are the three categories given by WTO. So we have seen the rules, the 5% rule for developed countries, 10% rule for developing countries, and delimits limit, right? But India is crossing this, and we are using the peace clause because of various reasons, and India's arguments also we have seen. Any doubts in this? Any doubts in this? If you have any doubts, you can ask here, because this is an issue based rather than factual thing. This is an issue based. That's why if you are not yet clear anything about this, you can ask here in the comment section. I will repeat, okay, a little bit if you want. Let's move to the next article. Now it is very factual. This first issue itself is a little bit lengthier, but now it is a factual ones. Okay. Now, new GI tags were announced by Geographical Indications Registry, which is headquarters at Chennai. Okay, right? So the new GI tags has been announced. Thank you, Rajkumar as well as Malini, for the response. It gives confidence to go ahead with the next article, right? Because certain articles are not just factual. I can keep doing the facts. This is very easy, right? But nobody will teach you the actual issues that need to be announced. When you are writing the exam, you need to know the issues, right? So the article was issue based. Now move to the next article. It is a factual one only. No need to efforts too much to understand, right? So the new GI tags were announced. We will see what are the new GI tags. But before that, let's understand what actually is GI tag, Geographical Indication Tag. Okay. The thing is, GI tag means any sign given to products, right? Any physical goods, that this good or this pen, say for example, has a uniqueness. So this will be given a tag that this pen is origin from certain location in our country, and it has certain quality. It writes very good, right? So any product which is having an unique quality and is originated from certain location. Maybe this pen is located in different regions, but the actual original product is from this particular location. That's why we are giving a stamp, we are giving an authorization that this has certain quality and is origin from this particular place in states, right? So those are called as geographical indication tags, right? So that is the concept. And why we are giving this? This aims to ensure that others should not be copied, and it also bring awareness among the public what are all the good qualities, what are the original qualities. It also encourages the local crafts or local artisans who depends on these goods, right? So at one side it is giving benefits to the local traders or the local manufacturers, the small business people. It also empowering the people to consume more, because okay, this product is special. For example, you take Putarekulu sweet from Andhra Pradesh. It has a uniqueness, so people will rush, and then there will be employment generation from those regions, right? So this is why we are giving the geographical indication tag, right? So this registration is overseen by, this is a fact, there is already a Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade under Ministry of Commerce. So this particular body will take care of the geographical indication tags in India, right? So we have seen the what is actually GI tag, what is the purpose of giving it, and who is taking care. Also, this GI tag was existing under WTO. We have already seen just before World Trade Organization, and under World Trade Organization we have a TRIPS agreement, trade related aspects of intellectual property rights. Intellectual property rights means any idea, any what you call symbol, any thoughts which were first origin to give rise to the product, and others should not copy it, because that was the person or that was the country which has got first thought, right? So there was already a TRIPS agreement under WTO, and this GI tags were defined under this act. This will also be asked in the exam. These GI tags were defined under Article 22(1) of TRIPS agreement under WTO, right? So as India is also part of WTO, after passing this agreement under the WTO, India has also passed one act, Geographical Indication of Goods Protections Act of 1999, and it came into effect from September 2023. So what I'm saying is, GI tag has origin in TRIPS agreement under WTO, and because India is part of WTO, it has enacted a act related to GI tags so that it will implement within the country as kept under the WTO agreement, right? So this fact is also important. Now, one more interesting fact is, this tag stands only for 10 years. Once the GI tag is given, so that it is valid for 10 years, and after that they can renew, okay? So that is also fact, and Tamil Nadu as of now is having the highest GI tags. There are number of like around 500 GI tags are there. You no need to remember. Only GI tags which are given recently, which were in news, those things has to be remembered, right? And Tamil Nadu has highest number of GI tags as of now, followed by Uttar Pradesh. This is a fact. And these registrations are given by Geographical Indication Registry headquartered at Chennai, right? So these are all facts. Now let's see what are all the GI tags announced yesterday. Yesterday only there was new GI tags. So this what you call 10 GI tags you need to remember. No need to remember all the 500 that was already announced. Now let's see Katak Rupa Tarkasi, GI tag given for this product, and this is from Odisha. You need to remember the state also, they will give you in matching. And what is this product about? It is a silver work, silver crafts. The crafts, the toys are made from silver. So that is Katak Rupa Tarkasi from Odisha. Second one, Banglar Muslin. Muslin is a cloth, you all know, very popular. This was given for West Bengal, Banglar Muslin. And what is the product? It is a handloom craft made of hand. Next one, Narsapur crochet lace products. It is given for Andhra Pradesh. And what type of product is this? Stitching handloom. So with the hand they will stitch using wool on the cloth. So that is Narsapur crochet lace products. Next one, Kutch Rogan craft from Gujarat. So as Kutch is there, so it is very easy, and they are painting crafts, like on cloth they used to paint. Next one, Ratlam Riyavan Lahsun. This is from Madhya Pradesh, and this is a garlic. This is a garlic. You all know the garlic, right? So this is a unique product from Madhya Pradesh. Next, Ambaji white marble. It is from Gujarat, and it is a type of marble, a stone, right? Next one, Risa textile, Tripura, and then these are textiles only. Hyderabad lac bangles from Telangana. These are also handmade crafts. Next, Majuli mask for face. It is from Assam and it is a handmade mask. Majuli manuscript painting. It is a painting. So from Assam. So from Assam and the paintings at the local level. So what you need to remember, these are the things you need to remember. You don't need to read anything about these things. From which state GI tag was received and what type of product it is. So these are all the new GI tags given for the products, right? So I hope this is clear. You need to remember these things, okay? All these 10 you need to remember. Next article, Simlipal Tiger Reserve. This is again factual. So why we have taken this article? Odisha government recently asked the central government that we need female tigers from central India. Central India has a very good landscape, very good quality tigers which can sustain in other parts of the India. So Odisha government has asked to send female cats, that is female tigers, to the Simlipal Tiger Reserve. So that's why we have taken this article. We will see why they have asked and all. So why Odisha has demanded it? Odisha is having, especially the Simlipal Tiger Reserve is having a unique melanistic tigers. So in our skin, there is a melanin. Excuse me. So Odisha, that is Simlipal Tiger Reserve, is having a unique melanistic tigers. Melanin is a pigment within skin. If there is an excess release, so that the color of skin will become dark, even for humans also. So there are certain tigers in Simlipal which are unique nature when compared to the other tigers, right? So Odisha government is trying to improve the tourism because people will be enthusiastic how they looks and all, right? So Odisha government is trying to increase the melanistic tigers by diversifying the gene in the region. So that's why Odisha government has asked the government to send female tigers so that they breed and then they can become more pooling of different genes. So that's why that it can promote the tourism and the enthusiasts, environmental enthusiasts to visit, so it can get the revenue, right? So that is why we have Odisha government has asked this to enhance the female and then gene pool within the Simlipal Tiger Reserve. Now we need to know about the Simlipal Tiger Reserve also. That's how the questions can be framed. It is located in Mayurbhanj district of Odisha. Important fact. So it is located in Mayurbhanj district of Odisha, and this Simlipal Tiger Reserve is much earlier declared Tiger Reserve in 1956, right? So along with Simlipal Tiger Reserve is part of UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserves. So UNESCO, right? United Nations Education and then Science organization under United Nations. It has a unique list of World Network of Biosphere Reserves. There are around 12 biosphere reserves from India, including Annamalai, Nilgiris, right? Seshacham. So there are certain biosphere reserves which are located so that world will know how what type of biosphere reserves are located in India. So when they visit, they can go for tourism and all. Also research and development can be promoted. So Simlipal is a part of UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserves, right? So this is important, and this is the only landscape in the world, not only in India, but in the world, the melanistic tigers are found only in Simlipal Tiger Reserve. So this is the world's only melanistic tiger reserve. Very important facts we can see from this. Also, it has a mix of, it means Simlipal Tiger Reserve. It has a natural vegetation varying from moist deciduous to dominating of semi-evergreen. So you all know forests are classified into evergreen forest, semi-evergreen forest, deciduous, and then tropical thorn, right? We have a different classification of forest based on the natural vegetation. So this park has a very diversified one, starting from moist deciduous to semi-evergreen patches, right? In this, as we said, Simlipal is part of World Network of Biosphere Reserve. And along with Simlipal, there are 2 more wildlife sanctuaries in this biosphere reserve. Biosphere reserve is a much bigger one, which consists of 3-4 national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and all. So Hadgar Wildlife Sanctuary and Kuldiha Wildlife Sanctuary together called as Simlipal Biosphere Reserve. I can recall one question in UPSC Prelims 2019. They have asked Annamalai Biosphere Reserve consists of which of the parks? So there were 3-4 parks, Neyar and all. Neyar, Peppara, so Wildlife Sanctuary, those are all part of Annamalai Biosphere Reserve. So there may be a question similar to that, right? So there are 3 national parks which are part of this Biosphere Reserve. And this region is home to many tribes from Odisha, Kolha, Santal, Bhumija, Batudi. So there are tribes which are residing in this national park or tiger reserve, right? So these are all important facts about Simlipal Tiger Reserve. Okay, so it is more of factual. Your efforts need to be more when compared to compared from my side, right? If it is conceptual, then I need to put lot of efforts. Okay, next one, grey zone warfare. Very small topic, just 2 minutes. We can complete this. Recently, Chief of Indian Defence Staff has said that grey zone warfare is the latest entry into the warfare. We have military, we have air force, we have navy, we have cyber attacks as well. Now the latest one is grey zone warfare. Okay, we will see what is it. That is the important for us. Grey zone warfare means the dispute, there will be dispute between 2 countries. Say for example, China and Philippines. China, what they will do, there is a disputed territory between the region. China will not attack or do anything, but they will just send the ships. And this will provocate Philippines because this territory is not of China, it is of Philippines according to the international agreements or international pronouncements. So they will just send the ships, it will provocate, and then Philippines may take action, may take or may not take, but if it takes, then it gives a chance for China to attack because they will say that we just passed the ships and they have attacked. So to retaliate, we have attacked. So this is the strategy which can use on the countries and they can dominate, right? So that is grey zone warfare. It is a unclear space that exists between the direct conflict. So whether it will be direct conflict or a peace. That's what the 2 criteria at the international level. Either the countries will be in a peaceful coexistence or it will be a conflict between the 2 countries. Like India-Pakistan is a conflict, India-China is a conflict. It is clear. Also India has a peaceful relationship with the Bangladesh. It is clear. But between these situations, there exists a certain situation which is called as grey zone warfare. So it is not peace, it is not war, but in between that. That's what the definition says. And most of these are attributed to Russia and Chinese activities. They will just provocate, and then when the countries do something, then they will attack. So that is called as the grey zone warfare. Okay, so this situation I have already explained with the example of Chinese and Philippines. Any doubt? It is very clear, right? A very basic concept. Next article, the second spaceport of ISRO was virtually launched by our Honorable Prime Minister. So you can see here, already we have a spaceport in Sriharikota where we are launching the rockets and the satellites to the space. Now, it was launched in Kulashekara Pattanam in Tamil Nadu near Tuticorin. Yeah, here it is, Tuticorin district. So it is under Tuticorin district, Kulashekara Pattanam. So there, a new spaceport where India can launch the rockets or satellites were started. I mean, it's just started, so it will complete the construction. Now, this spaceport will exclusively and specifically will dedicate to small satellite launch vehicles. We will see what is small satellite launch vehicles, don't worry. But this spaceport is being constructed exclusively to launch the small satellite launch vehicles and also developed by private sector. So India is encouraging private sector like SpaceX, Elon Musk, how it is supporting the US space. Not always government can take care of machines because they are restrained with the financial resources. That's why governments encourage private sector to develop the space or whatever the activities. So here government is promoting private sector and then small satellite launch vehicles in this Kulashekara Pattanam. Okay. Now what is small satellite launch vehicles? You all know rockets travels to certain region and satellites go to much farther distance around the earth, and it travels approximately 37,000 kilometers usually the satellite. But small satellite vehicles usually have weight less than 500 kg, right? So the satellite which Indian government is launching more than 4,000 kgs, but the small launch vehicles will have 500 kgs, less than or 500 kgs, and it will be placed at lower Earth orbit. So it won't go too far away from Earth. The orbit will be just near to the Earth. Approximately you can say 500, 600 kilometers from the Earth. Okay. So these satellites are called as small satellite vehicles, which weight is lesser than 500 kg and it is placed at the lower Earth orbit. These have 3 solid engines, so 3 stage of rocket along with liquid fuel at the last stage, though this may be also asked in the exam. And what is the purpose to develop these things? This aims to capture the emerging market. Now, any educational institutions are also developing some space for the students. Students are doing research and they want these satellites to be launched, right? So it is encouraging the emerging small satellite vehicles with the low cost and then flexibility in accommodating various multiple satellites, so they can use in research and development purpose. Also they may in future can help India as a larger benefits, right? So this is about the small satellite launch vehicles where India government has launched the new spaceport. Next, and very important article related to environment. Whatever environmental news are there, you should follow. There is no 90% of questions in exams will come from current affairs only for environment, right? So whenever you are writing any exam for for your whatever government exams, try to cover last 1 year or 1.5 year environmental current affairs and you can answer most of the questions, right? So Forest Department officials of Andhra Pradesh has counted Indian bison species in Papikonda National Park. We will see what is Indian bison, what is Papikonda National Park, the facts related to that. No need to worry. Just understand the context that forest officials has counted Indian bison in Papikonda National Park in Andhra Pradesh, and they said that they are approximately 375. Now, let's know about Indian bison species. Just observe this. I mean, you might have seen this if you have visited any of the wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, or even zoos, right? So even if you have visited zoos, you might have seen this. So Indian bison is also called as gaur. It is the tallest species of wild cattle. So we have different cattle, right? So we have buffalo, cow. There are a number of cattle, and this is the tallest among the wild cattle found in India. Okay, that is very important fact. And around the world, not only in India but around the world, there are approximately 13,000 to 30,000 Indian bisons. Okay, and out of this, 85% of population are located in India only. Out of total 30,000 bisons that are in the world, 85% are located in India. Okay, and it is listed as a vulnerable species under IUCN. I have said many times in IUCN there are many categories like critically endangered, vulnerable, near threatened. So based on the availability of number of species on the earth. So this is listed as a vulnerable, and under Wildlife Protection Act in India it is saved under Schedule 1 with the strict measures. And where these are found in India, that is also very important when you are dealing with the species. They are mostly located in Western Ghats. In some parts of Eastern Ghats also we can see, but mostly found in Western Ghats. And in Himalayan regions, they are located at the lower levels. That means if this is the Himalayas, they are located at the lower altitudes. They don't go for the higher latitudes. Okay, so these are the regions where they are found. Also, this Indian bison is the state animal of Goa and Bihar. This may be also asked in the exam. So this is the state animal of Goa and Bihar. And they are found in evergreen forest, diversified forest. There is no specific. Mostly they are found in evergreen forest, semi-evergreen, and sometimes you can also see them in deciduous forest. So these are all the facts which are relevant for our exam. Next one is Papikonda National Park. As we said, the count has happened in Papikonda National Park. We need to know about the national park as well. So this is located in Andhra Pradesh, in the agency areas of Godavari, East and West Godavari region. There are 2 districts, East and West Godavari in Andhra Pradesh. and there it is located. Okay, and this plays a very crucial role in giving precipitation in Godavari basin. Right, Godavari river is also called as Dakshin Ganga, which is very important river. So this park is reason where the Godavari basin receives the most amount of rainfall. And this Papikondal National Park is known for Kanchu Meka, which is unique dwarf goat. It is goat. Okay, this is also very important to be remember. So Kanchu Meka is what? Something like that they may ask. So this is a unique dwarf goat found in the Papikondal National Park, right? It is declared as a national park in 2008, and it is also an important bird and biodiversity area. So here you can see a lot of birds declared by the BirdLife International. So it has designated that. It has again moist deciduous forest, type of forest. Under it, it has a moist deciduous forest. So a lot of things are facts in nature you need to remember. Any doubts in this? Okay. Next article, last article for today. When is biennial? Usually, you know, biannual means, or biennial you can say, it is not biannual. Biennial means once in 2 years. Okay, so it was usually started as biennial festival for every 2 years, and for some years after starting it, everyone called biennial, and it became a biennial. As a festival name itself has become the biennial. So this 60th edition is going to happen in April April 20, in the next coming months. But there was an article, that's why we have taken. Again in April, we will again take this article, okay, whenever it comes. So this is also called as Olympics of Art World. Very, very important. They will give you, there are a lot of festivals, so they will directly ask which one is called as Olympics of Art World, something like that they may ask, right? It is nothing but Venice. Venice is in Italy. Very popular tourist place. So this is called as Olympics of Art World, which is going to happen. And what is this about? You all know that there is a lot of art in India. It can be painting, it can be craft, it can be handlooms, it can be any art, right? So though music, videos, everything is displayed at one place. Everything is displayed at single place, that is Venice, okay, in Italy. So approximately 6 lakh visitors come every year, or whenever the biennial was there, right? It is also promote the people who want to buy and do business comes into there, and they see that products and they can buy and they can do the business as well. It was started way back in 1893, much earlier, and India started to participate since 1954 to display its arts. Okay, so factual in nature. That is about today's articles. And if you are following now, let's see the questions for today. Okay, there are around 5 questions, of course, like every day. We will see who are all can be answered in a correct manner. We have already discussed everything. Only from those discussions we are taking the questions. First one, consider the following statements regarding World Trade Organization. We did not discuss World Trade Organization, but the provisions under the question we have discussed. Okay, the peace clause mechanism can be invoked for new programs on public stock holding for food security purposes. We have seen what is peace clause, right? So exemptions to de minimis limit. That's what we have discussed. So this is saying that it can be invoked when new program of public stock holding for food security purpose. That is the first statement. Second statement, the peace clause is available only to the developing nations, not for developed countries or any other countries. So this is the statements. Now tell me what is the answer. I am waiting for your answers. Some students are very regular. I can remember their names here, right? Like Malini, Rajkumar, right? So these students, I can recollect their names. So try to answer at least the people who are following regularly, okay? Malini has answered it as B. So they are asking correct statements. I hope you are following Malini. It is saying it is only available to developing nations, right? So this statement is wrong because it is available for both developed and developing countries. For developed countries, they can give subsidies up to 5%, and developing countries can give for the 10%, right? So this peace clause is available for both the countries, but this they can, I mean the countries can, the developed countries can cross 5% and these countries can cross 10%, right? So first statement is correct and second statement is wrong. Answer one only. Yes, Subrat, Rajkumar, Ramya, it is actually one only. Okay. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding geographical indication. GI tag. A GI tag conveys an assurance of quality and distinctiveness which is essential attributable to the place of origin. That is the first statement. They have given the definition. Once the GI protection is granted, no other producer can misuse the name to market similar products. That is the second statement. Third, Kerala has the highest number of GI tagged products. So there are three statements and they are asking the questions on it, and which of the following statements are correct. Let's see the statements. Conveys assurance quality, yes. Distinctiveness, which is essential attributable to place of origin, yes. It is the definition that we have discussed. Second one, once GI tag protection is granted, no other producer can misuse it. Yes, correct, because only those people can be used. Kerala, wrong. This is not the highest, rather Tamil Nadu has the highest number. So 3 is eliminated and you got the answer. If you know the fact, and that is all you got. So all of you are correct. Malini, Ramanjaneyulu, Ramesh, Subrat, Rajkumar, all of you are correct, right? So that is the answer. Next one, Simlipal Biosphere Reserve shares its boundary with. Shares its boundary with. We have 2 more questions. We have completed the session. We have 2 more questions to solve, okay? So Simlipal Biosphere Reserve is, shares its boundary with which of the following? Odisha only, Odisha and Jharkhand, Odisha and Chhattisgarh only. So what is the answer? Someone said, Ramanjaneyulu said it as Odisha only, and any other answers? We have seen this, right? Simlipal Tiger Reserve or Biosphere Reserve is completely located in Odisha. Completely located in Odisha, right? Eastern parts of Odisha. Yes, Ramanjaneyulu, Subrat, Malini, all 3 of you are correct. Answer is Odisha only. Next one, consider the following statements regarding Indian bison, that is gaur. There are some statements. In India, it is found in high altitude of Himalayas, Western Ghats and Central India. It is classified as critically endangered species as per IUCN list. We have discussed these things. I am expecting people to answer this correct, right? So this is a little bit tricky, but I am expecting this. Yes, Ramya, all of you are correct. Answer is A, Odisha only. Someone said it as B. Right? So 4 is 1 only you are saying. Someone has said 41, that means 1 only you are saying. So someone said A, someone said B. Okay? Yeah, it is found in high altitude of Himalayas. I said this. Specifically I said this, that they are not located in the higher latitudes. They are located in the lower latitudes. Right? Lower altitudes, sorry. So lower latitudes and Western Ghats and then some part of Eastern Ghats, Central India. So this is wrong. First statement should be wrong. So second one, it is classified as critically endangered. No, it is listed as a vulnerable. So this is also wrong. So what is the answer? It should be D. Okay. Answer is D. It is not found in higher altitudes of Himalayas and it is not listed as a critical endangered. I don't know, all of you went wrong. So that's how the statements you need to read line by line, understand it, right? Almost all of you got wrong about this question. I don't know why you might not observe this high altitude regions of Himalayas. The last question for today. In which of the following towns did ISRO's second spaceport recently launched? Nellore, Kulasekarapatnam, Kanchipuram and Thoothukudi. Thoothukudi. So this is the options. So we have seen this very direct question. Okay, can you please explain the classification? See, IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN. It gives status and it becomes very big. I will take one separate issue to discuss what are the criteria and all, but I am just classifying the status. So here IUCN based on the availability of the species. For example, if the species are very less in number, they are kept under C. If it is extinct completely, for example, I am coming from the top, if there is no species, earlier it was there, but now there is no species, it is extinct. It is declared as a extinct. After that, if they are extinct in wild, some protection measures are there, we have taken those species and conserving in some other region, in zoo, something like that, but they are not naturally found in wild. So it is called as extinct in wild. Extinct in wild. Next one is critically endangered. Critically endangered. If there are numbers less than 300 in the world. Next is endangered. If there are more numbers, but yes, the total it is more than 300 but less than some amount. Those details we will see in the one of the sessions in detail. Okay. Then vulnerable, near threatened, then least concerned. Least concerned. That means they are having huge number. You can take deer, which is huge in number, so there is least concern. And finally, not evaluated. Not evaluated. So this is not evaluated. So total 4 and total 8 criteria are there based on that. You need to remember. So these are very, very important. Okay. So these are very important to conserve. Okay. So answer is B for this. All of you correct. I hope Ramanjaneyulu, I have cleared your doubts, and there are criteria, which criteria to be critically endangered and all. That will take more than half an hour. We'll discuss in a separate session. Okay. So all of you are correct. Kulasekara Pattanam. B, most of you have said Rajkumar, Ramanjaneyulu, Subrat, Malni, Ramesh, Ramya. Right. So this is of today's session, and we had a very good articles, even though they are few, but they are very very important articles. So keep following us, keep liking the videos and encourage us to do more. Thanks a lot for all of your support. Students are very active today. It gives really a very good boost to go ahead with a much better way. Okay. We'll come up with some daily quizzes, something like that in the future. Okay. So thanks a lot and have a great evening. Bye.